So we'll use our knowledge, our experience, our minds, our awareness to judge what are the best films that we think are necessary for present time as future. So that's how I can answer you. You know, it's I think what feels human is political. It's a consequence. But the world is quite egoistical at the moment, and so you know, a lot of rich countries, they're closing their borders, and also with the, you know, the climate changes, there are a lot of questions happening and urgencies. And so I hope that we can, I don't know what the discussions are going to be, but they're very much in my mind at the moment as a responsibility for future generations, that we need to do something. And I'm amazed to see how governments, they're not really working as seriously as they should.
This is my first time back at the Berlinale in 7 years. And I always, especially for me as a critic in the US, where it's there's such an Amerocentric view of cinema, and one of the reasons I love coming to festivals, especially like Berlin, is to get away from that mindset and to open up a world where we get to experience stories from all over the world. And to the previous question as well, you know, the personal being political, I do think, you know, all cinema is political, and so it's just people like to, especially from where I'm used to writing on a daily basis, where people tell you don't bring politics into it. It's kind of it's sort of a ridiculous view in my mind. So as far as the state of German cinema, I'm just very happy to be here. I'm looking forward to, especially you know, for me, criticism is always about having a conversation. That's kind of the impulse that it springs from, and I'm looking very much forward to having this conversation with my new friends and colleagues. Yeah.
Without this festival, the most important, the most influential avant-garde film movement of the late 20th and certainly the 21st century would not have been born. The influence of the Berlin School and the filmmakers behind it, both the first generation, second, and now third international generation, would not have had the fertile ground to succeed that they have. I'm sitting next to the leading lady of one of the most, let's say, popular crossover films from this movement, Toni Erdmann, directed by Maren Ade. It's impossible to think about a contemporary cinema without German cinema. So, and I'm not even, absolutely, you know, if you go back to the Weimar era, to new German cinema, it is a place to celebrate cinema. It always has been. I'm thrilled to be a part of this panel to celebrate that this year.
I think that that we can say also, speaking as a woman, that this is not only a courageous but a stepping forward moment that Dieter Koslik has created. The largest percent, 41% of women directors are in the main competition this year. So I say hats off to Berlin and hats off to Dieter Koslik, and for the courage that Berlin has always shared with the world.
The death of cinema has been declared many, many times in film history, and we all understand that film is not 35, it's not digital, it is a language, and as long as it's spoken and it keeps being expanded, it will be alive. So I tend to be more integrated than apocalyptic. But at the same time, I wonder if a real cultural relevance and penetration of a film that has strength can really happen without without theaters, you know, without the theatrical experience. that is something that I wonder, and I think we are at a crossroad, and things are changing, but I don't think film is going to die. But at the same time, I'm a defender of the experience, of the magical collective experience of watching a film in a theater.
Well, I hope I'll do it in a very alert way. And actually, in a sense, without judgment, without judging, we'll discover in our debates and discussions what's important to us. We're still getting to know each other, but the process of looking relates to a great deal of pleasure as well. It's an amazing opportunity that's been given to us, and it's rather unique to view films with these people, so I'm very grateful for that opportunity. Wonderful. So, over we go. Many films over the next 10 days. Thank you to all of you. Thank you to the entire jury. I hope you all have a wonderful Berlinale, interesting press conferences, interesting discussions and fantastic films. See you in the next few days.